Hello, JM football fans, and welcome to historic Monroe Stadium in downtown Fredericksburg for tonight's home opener of the 2018 season between the Charlottesville Black Knights and your James Monroe Yellow Jackets. Welcome to the Union Bank and Trust pregame show, Fredericksburg's leader in banking and financial solutions. On behalf of Union Bank and Trust, I'm Herman Kay alongside Bob Blackburn for tonight's big contest and home opener for James Monroe. So we're set for football, Bob.
Yeah, I tell you what, the field looks great. They say they don't have the hash marks, but it looks great without them. It really did a nice job.
Field looks to be in terrific shape as we begin this home opener here at Monroe Stadium. Glad to have you along tonight on Cox Channel 83 and Verizon Channel 41 as we bring the show back to Monroe Stadium. Of course, last week the Yellow Jackets losing in that season opener to Stafford by the score of 30-20. Am I correct, Bob?
Let's see, 30-13.
30-13.
You know what?
Okay. I'm thinking about the Redskins score last
time.
Oh,
there you go. 13-30, that's what the score was, yeah. Okay.
Well, the last time we were here at Monroe Stadium, it was a crisp November day when the Jackets hoisted the regional championship trophy with a 51-27 win over Culpeper. Tonight, the Yellow Jackets take on another non-district but familiar foe in Charlottesville High School. We're bringing you tonight's game live on regionalwebtv.com and Cox Channels 83 and Verizon Channel 41. Last week, Bob, the Yellow Jackets offense started fast with an opening drive touchdown against the Stafford Indians. The Jackets tacked on two Colin O'Connor field goals, but costly mistakes down the stretch proved to be too much. As the Yellow Jackets lost 30-13 to Stafford, Zach Davis threw for nearly 150 yards and had a touchdown pass to Aiden Ryan. Senior Brandon Woolridge hauled in 6 catches for 96 yards. Not a bad performance, Bob. We were impressed with the Yellow Jackets, at least for 3 quarters.
Yeah, they came out there like it was mid-season. They weren't making mistakes. They were completing plays, and I made the prediction, hey, if JM scores first, they might win the football game. Boy, did I have I had a little lesson to learn.
Came up a little bit short.
A little bit, yeah.
In that second half of play, it was James Monroe hanging right with Stafford. But it was that costly interception return for a touchdown that pretty much put Stafford on top, and the Indians never looked back. Sophomore tailback Deontay Curry amassed 101 yards rushing in his varsity debut. He promises to have a big season with his breakaway speed. He could be what the Jackets are looking for at the running back position. So the Yellow Jackets won the toss and have elected to receive the football to open up this football game. Charlottesville Black Knights kick it off to James Monroe. What a hot, sticky evening for football.
I know. I guess the only thing that worse would be thunder and lightning.
So here we go, set for football here at Monroe Stadium. Here's your kick by Charlottesville. It's a high, booming kick into the end zone, no return. And the Yellow Jackets automatic touchback. Yellow Jacket will have it 1st and 10 at their 20-yard line.
I tell you what, you could tell they got a good place kicker, and if it comes down to a field goal, they're going to be in good shape.
Bob, the Charlottesville Black Knights from the Jefferson District come into tonight's game with an 0-1 record on the season. Last week, Black Knights opened up at home against EC Glass and lost by the score of 42-3. Yellow Jackets trips. Yellow Jackets keep it on the ground. Short gain, short run. Out to about the 22-yard line. And that's going to set up a 2nd and 8 yards to go. And the PA system is extremely loud.
What is that? The gain has to be.
So second, 8 yards to go for James Monroe at their 22-yard line. Operating from the shotgun. Zach Davis rifles a pass with a reception out across the 35 to about the 39-yard line.
Good looking play. I tell you what, he slanted right in there and got him right in his hands.
Well, I tell you, we saw Zach last week against that Stafford defense, Bob. Had a lot of problems in being protected back there. Thus, he had to throw the ball off the wrong foot and that type of thing, rushing passes. But if he can get some protection tonight, he'll pick this Charlottesville secondary apart. Zach pitch, run around the left side, cuts it back inside, slips a couple of tacklers, and picks up 11 yards to midfield.
Nice job.
Outstanding job. Was that number 25 for the Yellow Jackets? Deontay Curry, Bob.
Okay.
Curry, 5'8", 165, only a 10th grader. Made a good 11-yard pickup on that carry.
Yeah, you notice how he got around that end and then cut back toward the middle because the corner had him cornered. So he did a good move.
Did a great job. 2 receivers to the near and far, operating from the pistol. Quarterback, a handoff. That's number 7 who turns the corner, sprints up the sideline and runs out of bounds down inside the 40 to the 38-yard line.
Wow. He had a good game last week, Ryan Aiden.
So a good run, another first down for James Monroe. That's 3 already.
Yeah, and I already messed up his name. Aiden Ryan. Sorry.
Aiden Ryan.
Aiden Ryan.
10.5 minutes to go in this opening quarter. No score in this first quarter. Non-district matchup. Yellow Jackets and Black Knights. First and 10 yards to go for James Monroe. Trips to the near side of the field. Quarterback. A nice reception. That's Mac Holland. Holland on a reception, Bob. He's 5'11", 141 junior, coming up with the catch, gain of about 5 yards on that reception.
Yeah, I don't know what they're giving the kids these days, but all of them are tall and most of them are muscular. I was walking back down there and I went, these guys look like a college team. Yeah, back in the day, of course, not these days.
So the Yellow Jackets faced with a second and 5 yards to go from the Charlottesville 33-yard line and movement down in the trenches. And let's see if the Yellow Jackets moved. And will it be an illegal procedure call? It will be. 5-yard penalty against James Monroe.
Second down and 9 yards to go.
Yeah, I don't know whether he audibled or what, but he did mess up the cadence, and a lot of them took off.
So 5 yards, pushing them back to about the 38-yard line, where it will be second down and 9.5 yards to go from the shotgun. Zach, quick drop back with a reception. Nice run, slipping tackles, runs over a player down inside the 20. That's Aiden Ryan with the reception and run. Did you see him run over that defender back there?
I did. I love to see that, broken field, and then if you have to, run over somebody. Beautiful run, beautiful.
So the Yellow Jackets with some run and passing, moving the ball down the field against the Charlottesville Black Knights. A run and hit in the backfield, gets away. That's number 25, Deontay Carey on the carry, Bob.
Yeah, he did a nice job selling that counter play, and it looked like the first guy he should have handed it to, but then it's always after the play you can say that, but he did the right thing, and he made a couple nice yards, I think.
Short gain on that running play, setting up a second and 9 to go for JM. At the Charlottesville 19-yard line. Zach fakes a handoff, throws a pass.
Oh, that's
touchdown. Touchdown number 15. Jakari Struthers. We'll say what a 19-yard touchdown pass and he came wide open right around the 5 line.
He did. It was beautiful. And
Yes.
looking at it from up here, you could tell, go ahead, throw it. Make my day.
So the Yellow Jackets on the board.
Number 80, Colin O'Connor on to attempt the extra point.
Colin O'Connor, the kicker, gets it up. It is good. So timeout on the field. 8:34 to go in this opening quarter. It's James Monroe 7, Charlottesville nothing. We'll be back after this. Welcome back to Morris Stadium. Yellow Jackets on the board. That was number 15, Jakari Struthers, coming up with the reception and the touchdown. O'Connor kicking off, taken at the 10 and fumbled, picked up, stutter steps, and has nowhere to go. Look at the JM jerseys around the ball carrier.
Yeah, I tell you what, he was doing every move he had.
So good coverage on that kickoff by James Monroe, pinning Charlottesville inside their 20-yard line. Boy, they just marched it right down the field in the ball.
Absolutely, and very confident mix of running and passing. Can't beat that.
So we talked about that offense last week. We saw spurts here and there of the Yellow Jackets willing to run and throw the football, but that drive was perfect to open up this football game. Charlottesville in the white jerseys, handoff up the middle, out across the 20 to about the 21-yard line. See if I can't pick up. That's Tamarius Washington, a junior. I think that's the same guy that caused the damage last year, Bob.
Well, was it? They say that number 3 is a very good back. So, well, I don't think he's gotten the ball yet, but Lord help us if they got somebody better than the other guy.
2nd and 4 yards to go for Charlottesville. Yellow Jackets jumping around on defense. Flag coming out, a late pitch and a run up the sideline. And he might go, but pulled down from behind by number 7 for James Monroe. Aiden Ryan ran him down, but hold the phone. Flag back into Charlottesville territory. And that might go against Charlottesville. We'll have to wait and see. No call from the official, from the referee yet.
Offsides JM.
That's a sideline warning against the Yellow Jackets. So some of those coaches and players were too close to the sideline. Got a line down there, Bob. You got to stay behind that.
Yeah, and there's some refs that keep a big eye on that.
1st and 10 yards to go for Charlottesville at the James Monroe 31-yard line. Big play by the Black Knights. They advanced the ball all the way down the field to James Monroe's 31. 1st and 10. Man in motion. Pitch to that man around the right side. And he's going to be hit after picking up some good yards.
2nd down and 3 yards to go.
2nd down, a run here for, or it could be a pass. Sorry.
Yeah, I tell you what, they look like they're in very good shape with those running backs. They really are.
So a gain of about 7 yards on that run, setting up a third, make it second down, and 3 yards to go. Ball into James Monroe, 25-yard line. And they keep it on the ground, and a host of jam tacklers in on the stop. Short gain on that run. That's going to set up a third down. Dr. Blackburn.
You know, I was watching him. It looked like that might have been an option play or a ride into the line, but he gave it to the guy, and I tell you what, Jam was all over him.
Got to come up big here on third down. Third and a short 2 to go for Charlottesville.
Yeah, they hold here. That's good, but I'm sure Charlottesville's got a field goal kicker over there.
Now we're getting an official's timeout. Got an equipment problem with one of the backs in that backfield. Kind of hard to pick up the numbers, orange numbers on white jerseys.
Yeah, we have that same problem when JM's on the road.
And it's going to be the quarterback, and it's going to be close to that first down. I think he's got it. Had to get inside the 20, and they're going to spot it at the 19-yard line. Little quarterback option there.
Yeah, they're moving the sticks. So,
yep. So Charlottesville got beat up pretty bad last week. EC Glass thumped them. Got one receiver split to the far side of the field. Everybody else is in tight. Quarterback under center. Sends a man in motion. Pitches to the man. He fumbles the football. Ball on the ground. Did the Yellow Jackets get it?
They had a mighty good shot at it. They didn't.
Fumble on the play.
And I think
Yellow Jackets come up with the fumble recovery. He just missed that pitch, Bob.
Yeah. And we used to call it stone fingers.
I think I've heard that before. And I think it was directed at me a couple of times.
No, it was not. I'm just going to say me. Oh, man.
So the Yellow Jackets come up with the turnover, getting the football at their 22-yard line. First and 10 for James Monroe. 5 minutes and 32 seconds to go in this opening quarter. James 7, Charlottesville nothing. Yellow Jackets break huddle. Trips to the near side of the field. One lone receiver to the far. Operating from the gun. Zach looking. Rifles a pass. And a receiver thrown a little bit behind number 5, the intended receiver for James Monroe. That was Turner White.
Might have been a blown pattern that it looked like to me he was supposed to turn it the last minute, or Zach wanted to throw it out of the range of somebody picking it off.
Yes. It was a down and out pattern. I think the receiver just a little bit late on turning around.
Yeah, that's very possible. You know, he's got to count those yards, doesn't he?
Yep. So 4 wideouts for James Monroe. Zach again, and it's going to be a missed pass. Turner White, he's been targeted, Bob, twice on pass patterns, unable to come up with either catch here.
That one he had a little better chance at,
yes.
and I thought he was going to bring it down. But
so the Yellow Jackets got to turnover, haven't done anything with it yet, but still a big third down play here, third and 10 yards to go for James Monroe. 4 wideouts for the Yellow Jackets. Zach, the quarterback, the senior, sends a man in motion to the far side. Fakes a handoff, a little counter, running up the middle. That's number 25 on the carry. I like that play, Bob.
Yeah, I do too.
Carry.
Nice little delayed draw play, and it looked like he might have been able to break to the outside, but he didn't, and it didn't get the yardage he needed.
Yeah. So Carey unable to pick up the first down. Yellow Jacket with 3 downs, only picked up 4 yards. Thus, they will have to punt the ball away to Charlottesville here. Black Knights should come out of this in pretty decent field position. 4th and about 5.5 yards to go. Punter standing right around his 10-yard line. Now we're getting a flag.
Delay of game. Oh, no, legal substitution.
Yeah.
Substitution there against the Yellow Jackets. 4th down and 11. Punt team remains out there.
Doesn't make much difference here. 5-yard penalty. You're still going to have to punt it.
Yeah.
And this punter, Bob, I think is pretty good. He got off a couple of good punts last week.
You're right. You're right.
Let's see if he can get the old toe into this punt here. Gets off a decent punt. Does not get it to turn over, but takes a nice JM bounce down inside the 40 to about the 38-yard line.
Yeah, you know, when a team only has one punt returner back and then you punt away from him, that's what's going to happen.
Not bad, huh?
No, not bad at all. We'll take it.
Fredericksburg, leader in banking and financial solutions. On behalf of Union Bank and Trust, I'm Herman Kay along with Bob Blackburn for tonight's big contest and home opener for the Yellow Jackets. And Bob, you talk about Union Bank and Trust. They gave the Yellow Jackets football program a big gift.
Oh, my
Yes.
goodness. Okay, so they will be mentioned.
We will mention that.
That's a great bank. Great
First
bank.
and 10, pitch. Same play, the same result. A fumble, and the Yellow Jackets might have
Yeah,
it.
they have it. All right, that's what they need.
That's the same play they ran earlier and fumbled the football, Bob. They do it again, same result, and the Yellow Jackets come up with a fumble recovery.
You know, it's funny when a guy fumbles like that. He goes over the sidelines. He said, "Don't worry about it. We'll run it again," and it was just a fluke. Ran it again, and oops.
I understand we're having some technical difficulties with Cox Channel 83 in the city of Fredericksburg. Hopefully we can get that corrected, but Verizon Channel 41 is perfect. We invite you to join us on regionalwebtv.com, and you can see the game and hear the game.
Are we a 6-gig network or more?
Yeah, we're a network opposed to an individual channel or station.
So we have to let our stations along the line identify themselves.
That's right. So the penalty against Charlottesville, offsides penalty, setting up a 1st and 5 yards to go. Snap. Zach looking. Throws a pass down in the corner of the end zone. And it's taken away for the reception. My goodness, what a play.
I was going to call that a jump ball. I'm sorry.
Turner White, 35, we'll say 30-yard touchdown pass from Zach Davis to White. Boy, did he redeem himself.
Yes, indeed.
Dropped a couple earlier, but certainly made up for that. Kind of a scrum there, Bob. He was with the defender. They were both jostling for the football, and Turner came up with that football for a great reception. Extra point attempt here for the Yellow Jackets. The kick is up, and it is good. Yellow Jackets pointing on early in this first quarter. Timeout on the field, 14-0. James Monroe will be back after this timeout. Welcome back to Maury Stadium. High school football on a Friday night. Couldn't get any better than this. Yes, it could.
Okay.
20 degrees cooler.
Okay, then that's as far as the way jams come out to play. You're right, but you're right about the heat and humidity too. Wow.
So here we go. Yellow Jackets kick it off to Charlottesville. End over end short kick. Hits, bounce, picked up at the 20. And the Yellow Jackets special team play has been excellent thus far.
Wow, you couldn't ask for better. They forced 2 turnovers already, and
and they swarm.
Yeah, they do.
Use that cliche. They swarm to the ball.
Yeah, it's great. You see some guy wrestling and the rest of them standing around. That didn't happen this year.
Yes.
One guy stands him up and the other guy's stinging.
They all seem to want to run to the football, and that's a good sign of a good football team, Bob.
I agree with you. I really do.
1st and 10 for the Black Knights at their 23-yard line. And we're getting a whistle from the referee. And I don't know what that's all about. When are they going to start miking the refs on the field? Wouldn't that be good?
I would like that, but I think it might be a few years down the line.
But we'll go down on the field the next official call.
That's right. We haven't been down there in a while.
No. And the Yellow Jackets defensive play stopped in the backfield for a loss.
I think they're making Charlottesville believe. They really are.
So trying to pick up some of these numbers. Bob, I'll tell you what, when you get a chance here, talk about those players on the defensive side for the Yellow Jackets.
No kidding.
You do the defense and I'll do the offense.
Okay.
So a loss of 2 yards, setting up a 2nd down. And 12 yards to go for Charlottesville. At their 21-yard line, run up the middle. The big guy bumbling out across the 30-yard line to about the 35. Let's see, the spot is going to be enough for Charlottesville first down.
It's finally brought down by number 30 for the Yellow Jackets,
yes.
And he prevented him from getting any more. Sorry. Nick Medina, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Bob. 1st and 10 for Charlottesville at the 35-yard line. And they run right with the same guy again, shedding tacklers across midfield down to the JM 49-yard line.
Yeah, there's no question about it. They have a potent offensive attack, but they have made some crucial mistakes.
Well, they did not cross midfield. It's at Charlottesville's 49-yard line. 2:36 and counting down in this opening quarter. Home opener for James Monroe. Of course, a tough loss on the road last week in that opening game against Stafford. The Yellow Jackets hoping to bounce back here at home tonight. 1st and 10 yards to go. Handoff and a run out near the 46-yard line.
Yeah, they're
so Charlottesville, Bob, putting together a drive here.
Yeah, they're a strong team. They have some good running backs, and they're a strong team. They don't make mistakes. They might do something, but the Jacket defense is so quick, and they do swarm. You're right.
And Bob, you see that they have not run that pitch play again.
Yeah.
They're running the football between the tackles.
Yeah, it's almost like it's a bad luck play, right?
2nd and 6 yards to go. There's your pitch. And a run and a solid hit.
42.
Textbook tackle. That's Brandon Woolridge with the textbook tackle. Squared up his shoulders, lowered his head.
And drove him backwards.
Yes, he did.
Wow. You cannot make it better than that.
Gain of a yard or two, setting up a 3rd and about 3 yards to go for Seville at the James Monroe 44-yard line. Minute 4 and counting down in this opening quarter. Man in motion, a pitch. They run it again. They've got Daylight out in front. Turns the corner and finally knocked down on the far side of the field. Yellow Jackets not getting the containment on the ends. Nobody out there to turn that play back inside to get some help. And a huge gain on that running play around the left side, and a first down for Charlottesville at the James Monroe 20-yard line.
That was Foley, and we remember him from last year.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the guy we got to watch.
Yeah.
Foley, first and 10 yards to go. Charlottesville. And a handoff. The quarterback keeps the football and pulled down. His pitch is late and pushed out of bounds right around the 5 or 6 yard line. Boy, they took the quarterback out like you would believe.
Just a half a second late. Get him during the pitch, and maybe he'd pitch it up here to us.
Yeah. So the Charlottesville Black Knights with their first big threat of this football game as they advance the ball down inside the 10 to about the 6 or 7 yard line. 43 seconds to go in this opening quarter. Charlottesville trying to take that goose egg off the board. Man in motion, the pitch to number 3, and again they fumble the ball, and the Yellow Jackets come up with it.
Oh, my goodness.
You know what, Bob?
Oh, my goodness.
I fault the coach.
You
Fault the coach for the
yeah.
disaster on that play. That's the third time they've run that play. 3 consecutive fumbles and 3 recoveries by James Monroe.
What is it? I mean, I mentioned stone fingers, but maybe not.
That's a play you need to take that page in your playbook and rip it up.
Yeah, apparently so. You're talking about 3 fumbles and all 3 the same play.
Yes. You don't run that play when you're threatening to score in the red zone.
Yeah.
Now the Yellow Jackets going to take a timeout here. 34 seconds to go. Yellow Jackets on top 14-0. Yellow Jackets take a timeout. It will be 1st and 10 when we return after this. Welcome back to Maury Stadium. 34 seconds to go in this first quarter. You got triplets, 3 receivers to the near side of the field, operating from the shotgun. That's Zach Davis, the quarterback. Zach gets a snap, hands it off, run, and he keeps it. Boy, he fooled me on that play, Bob.
Yeah, he sold that handoff.
Yes, he did. He fooled me, which really doesn't take much.
No, that's not true. You are a Hawkeye compared to me without these field glasses. Yeah.
So the Yellow Jackets, Zach advanced the ball out, 9 seconds to go. They're going to wait. They're not going to get a playoff here. 3 seconds to go. That's the end of the first quarter play here at Maury Stadium. Our score, it's James Monroe 14, Charlottesville nothing. Back after this timeout. We are back here at Maury Stadium on a somewhat humid night. holiday Memorial Day Labor Day weekend. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, the weather is supposed to break eventually. After it gets done raining, it's supposed to go back down to 80s.
Yeah.
Which little late for tonight, but we'll take it. At least we're not getting lightning strikes and having the game postponed.
I don't guess the players mind the rain. We certainly don't mind the rain. We're in the press box.
I know. Well, we look like we've been in the rain.
No, we're soaked up here.
Yeah.
But you certainly don't want the lightning and the stormy conditions to come through, because then we have to halt the game.
Exactly. And
safety.
When will they, if a game has gotten past the third quarter, will they count it as a final?
I think so. Here's a pitch and a run and streak into getting into the secondary, turning the corner. Look at the speed, Bob, out across the 40. Late flag coming in, might be a face mask.
Man, that's going to, if that's a 15-yarder, that's going to be wonderful.
So, insult to injury, huge run by the Yellow Jackets, and then a flag, be face mask tacked on top of that against Charlottesville.
Wow.
Look at Zach is out there, boy. He's ready to go.
He is, yeah. He said, I got the play called, but I don't want to forget it now. I was looking over the Charlottesville side, not against Charlottesville, but they have all of 20 people that made the trip.
That's a real problem, Bob, in high school football today. Some schools unable to field a team.
It's getting that way.
Yeah. First and 10 yards to go. Yellow Jackets 3 receivers to the near side. Zach, quick pass in the flat, and he flat out dropped it. Woolridge, you'll never see him do that again, Bob.
No, you won't. He was anxious to get going. Yes. He saw some green in front.
Where they say he wanted to run before he concentrated on catching the ball.
Let's just say his hands were sweaty, okay?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we'll give you at least 3 excuses.
Yeah. He'll probably come up and thank us at halftime.
Looking at the JM offense out there on the field, Zach Davis, number 9, is quarterback. Curry, running back. Zach, 3-step drop, pass across the middle over the head of the intended receiver. He had him but missed him.
Yeah, that play needs to be run again.
So you got Zach Davis, Deontay Curry, Brandon Woolridge, Turner White, Aiden Ryan, Jakari Struthers, Isaiah Johnson, Jonathan Washington, Ronnie Johnson, David Brooks, and Andrew Williams. All starters on that JM offense out there, and they have done pretty doggone good thus far.
Amen. Playing good on both sides of the ball.
Yep. Third down and 10 yards to go. Zach pumps, has a man wide open with the catch into the end zone. Touchdown, James Monroe. 45-yard touchdown pass from Zach Davis to Jaron Jordan. I'm sorry, not Jordan, Bob. That was Aiden Ryan, the receiver. He just blew by his defender back there. He was all alone.
He was by himself and probably thinking, just put it anywhere near me.
Yep.
I'm good. And
a perfectly thrown ball by Zach Davis on that play. He led him perfectly, Bob. Yellow Jackets with the extra point here. The PAT is up, and it is good again. Perfect on the night for O'Connell. Timeout on the field, 11:10 to go in this second quarter. Just getting underway here in the second quarter. Timeout on the field. It's your James Monroe Yellow Jackets leading Charlottesville 21-0. 21-0 our score, 11:10 to go here in this first half. The Bob and Herman K Show. No, we're not going to take that. It's the JM Show.
The JM Show, and we're just privileged to be here.
We're just serving.
There you go.
At the party. Here's your kick, in over in kick, taken at the 15, 20, around the right side, and that spins away, but a host of Yellow Jackets, good coverage by the special teams play of this JM kickoff team.
Let me go ahead and spot the defense here before we get rolling here. Number 34, Ed Hampton, playing a defensive end. Number 65, Andrew Williams playing a defensive end. 76, Keyshawn Nelson, defensive tackle. Number 57, Jonathan Washington, the other tackle. Number 22, Parker Hildebrand is a linebacker, and Nick Medina is also a linebacker. Number 30, number 4, Joe Hardy, linebacker. He's a freshman.
Yes.
And we'll pick up on them again when we get a chance.
So 1st and 10 for Charlottesville at their 28-yard line. Man in motion to the far side. The quarterback fakes a handoff, runs it around the right side off tackle. Might have picked up a couple of yards on that run around the right side, but the Yellow Jackets were right there.
Yeah, it's all you can do to hold that bunch. They have very good running backs, and you hold them, and then they slip out every so often. Then they fumble.
Well, they picked up 6 yards on that run, Bob. So not a bad play on first down.
Yeah, it looked like less because there was a big crowd in there.
Yes. Second, 4 yards to go for Charlottesville. And that's going to be number 3. Foley on the carry. This guy's a bowling ball.
He is. He's a hoss. He's got muscle, muscles in his toes.
What do you think he weighs? About 240, 250?
Yeah, and there's no fat on that kid.
A real phenomenon is happening as we talk. I feel a welcome breeze coming through the window.
I'm
trying to funnel it over your way.
Trying to funnel it a little bit, yeah.
1st and 10 for Charlottesville at their own 44-yard line. Man in motion, quarterback turns, hands off, nice into the secondary. Foley again busting through down into JM territory to the 41-yard line. They're going to have to plug that middle, Bob.
Yeah,
they won't run that pitch again.
No, if we see that, we need to
do something about it.
Yeah, just call timeout and call their coach over and say, "Will you give up, please?"
Number 76 checking out for James Monroe. Keyshawn Nelson. Yellow Jackets facing Charlottesville, rather. And that's going to be the big guy getting to the outside. Foley on the carry. And down inside the 30 to about the 26-yard line. Not getting the penetration. Too much room around the ends to run. So defensively, Yellow Jackets making some changes out there because this guy can hurt you, even though they're trailing by 21-0 score. But you don't want him ripping off yardage like that.
No, you never know when he's just going to turn it on and go the distance.
Foley again gets the call and a great defensive play.
Good job, a college-style play, Number
55, Isaiah Johnson, 6'3", 255, coming up with the hit. It was like he was in the huddle. He knew exactly where that play was going to go.
And that just may be the only way to stop Foley. He's a strong back.
Yeah, you got to stop him before he gets that momentum going.
No kidding. Yeah, he's strong.
Loss of a half yard on that play, setting up a 2nd and 11, facing the Black Knights at the James Monroe 27-yard line. Foley gets the call. Now the quarterback keeps it, and he's going to go into the end zone for the touchdown.
My goodness, that was a surprise.
27-yard touchdown run by Charlottesville, putting the Black Knights on the board. What did I say, 27 yards, Bob?
You did 27, yes.
So Charlottesville finally getting on the board on a nice design play right up the middle. It was a fake to Foley. They might have been keying on Foley. And the quarterback just went untouched right up the middle into the end zone.
Look at that formation. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. They're going to move over. Did you catch a number on the quarterback?
I did have a number. Wait a minute. I will find out. Now the referees are talking out there about something. You got a Damon and Isaiah Washington, both the quarterbacks, so I don't know if it was number 1 or 2.
Huh. Let's see if we can pick up who it.
We're trying to figure it out.
Oh, yeah. At this point after, so he may not be out there.
Extra point attempt here by Charlottesville. And now we getting a call from the officials. See what that's all about. They're still talking about something. We'll wait for the. Let's go down on the field.
We got illegal procedure, Charlottesville. Retry. 5 yards.
We got one of those officials from up north. Where's that southern sounding
that's
referee?
right. I don't know. Maybe he's out there. He's just too hot to say
Let's go
anything.
to him again. There's the official.
All right, got 5-yard penalty. Oh, man. You can't watch the Alabama game because it takes them too long to say anything.
Extra point attempt. They
Okay.
bobbled the snap, and the Yellow Jackets all over him, so that extra point attempt was no good. And the Yellow Jackets come up big on defense. Timeout, 8:16 to go in the first half in this home opener here at Monroe Stadium. The score, JF 21, Charlottesville 6, back after this. Back here at Monroe Stadium, 8:16 to go in this first half. Nice crowd on hand on this side of the field, home crowd.
Yep.
What do you say, 3 carloads from Charlottesville?
Yeah, maybe not that. They might have had a team bus or something like that, and that's all of them.
All right, let's give them the benefit of the doubt. SUVs full.
Okay, the SUV is full. 9 passengers, all right.
Yeah. So Charlottesville getting on the board, that's got to do a lot for their psyche, ball.
Yeah, I think, what's his name, number 3 is
Foley?
Foley, yeah, is starting to burn here.
Nice kick deep inside the 5, dropped and picked up 10, 15, getting to the outside.
What a move.
Boy, he had a lane too, Bob.
He did.
Smith on a return for the Yellow Jackets out across the 25 to about the 27-yard line.
I love that move. Wow.
Yeah, it was a good move. Almost had the wall. Well, the wall was there, but it was good. Let's give Charlottesville some credit for coverage.
Yeah, they got down there. A lot of times when somebody reverses somewhat, you know, the guys that run past him, and yeah, you're right. The guys stayed in their lanes and stayed. What did they used to tell us? Stay at home.
Stay at home. That's right. Last week it was Tuscarora beating King George 35-7. We'll talk about some other scores coming up after this play. Zach Davis, quarterback, gets the snap, feeds it in the middle, no gain on the play. Charlottesville stayed home, Bob.
Yeah. What's that all going to do? Watch TV or play football?
North Stafford blanked Osborne 56-0. Louisa 35, Cortland nothing. Boy, I bet those Cougars are upset and mad.
You know it. They got a little bit beat up too.
Yeah. Colonia Forge 51, Patriot 35. Riverbend beat James River 54-41. Well, they scored 95 points in that game.
That's an interstate. Yeah.
4th down and 12 yards to go. Yellow Jackets getting to the outside. Cuts it back inside. Still on his feet. Breaks away. He might go all the way.
Look at this.
30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Into the end zone. Touchdown.
Wow. Okay. You do the math. 26. It was on the 26-yard line all the way to the end zone. Okay.
So that's a 50, 60, 70, 74-yard touchdown run.
Good. Wow. 74-yard.
Is that number 25?
Yes, 25 for JM.
And Deontay Curry, 74-yard scamper. No, that's not used the adjective scamper. Let's use the word run.
Yeah, the scamper is like a little guy running.
Yeah. Here's your extra point attempt here by the Yellow Jackets. The snap to hold. The kick is up. O'Connell with the kick. And he remains perfect on the night. Timeout on the field, 7-11 Slurpee time. 28-6, James Monroe back after this timeout. Welcome back. 7-11 remaining. It is first half, 28-6, James Monroe.
Now you're going to get into a gambling thing, right?
7, come 11.
Oh, yeah.
What a Yellow Jackets offense. They are good, Bob.
Yeah, they are. And you know, we were talking about the place kicker for JM this year. He hasn't missed anything.
No.
All the extra points
Yes.
and all the field goals
Yes.
he's attempted. Hasn't missed anything.
Does not have the distance that some of the kickers we've seen in the past, but he's sure accurate.
He really is.
There's your kick, end over end kick taken at the 15, 20, up the middle, reverses and runs right into a couple of JM players. Downfield on the coverage for James Monroe. That's Mikel Reed, 5'11", 153 senior in on the stop. Special teams play has been perfect tonight.
Absolutely, and picking up on the rest of the defensive players, number 15, Jakari Struthers, is a linebacker, and he's a junior. Number 7 is Aiden Ryan, a cornerback and a sophomore. Number 6 is Deshaun Smith. He's a cornerback and a junior. And number 2 is Brandon Woolridge, a free safety and a senior.
So there you have it. Both lineups, offensive and defensive lineups. Special teams, number 80, Colin
Look at this.
O'Connor,
Look
the
at this.
kicker. And what a run. Just as I was talking about, we talked about O'Connor as the kicker. Number 5, Turner White, the punter. And number 8, Jack Hardy, is the long snapper. I think we got everybody.
Yep, we're.
And while I was running my mouth, Charlottesville come up with a big play.
Not unusual. I think if they can hold this guy down.
Well, they giving it Foley that time. He ran right into a brick wall.
Yeah, that's how you want to get him.
Yeah.
Let him run through the crowd there, and everybody gets a shot at him.
Well, the Yellow Jackets made some adjustments, Bob. You know, not only did Charlottesville pull that sweep pitch play out of their playbook, but they also decided to run Foley up the middle. The Yellow Jackets adjusted defensively. Is not having that success other than that other long run.
Yeah, you know, you'll say that, and next thing you know, he's gone. He's a good runner.
And the quarterback He wanted to give the ball to Foley, but he took it back and kept it himself and lost. Might have picked up a yard, but getting tough in that middle of that JM defense.
Yeah, Charlottesville has good blocking up front and good running backs. They need basic plays. If they're going to run an option, I think it's going to hurt them. I really do.
So 3rd down and 5 yards to go for the Black Knights at the James Monroe 43-yard line. 5:26 and counting down here in this first half. I'm Herman Kay, and this handsome guy sitting next to me is Bob Blackburn. And false start against Charlottesville.
I was looking down the road there to see who
I was talking about.
Yep, and it was Jim.
The folks out there in
Jim's
TV,
a handsome young man.
folks out there in TV and radio land know that you're a handsome guy.
Oh, great. Yeah, right. Might get my wife to agree, but that's about it.
And what can we say about Jim?
Yeah, Jim's the handsome man, so I'll lean back next time you say, yeah.
Well, he's a handsome guy, too. Charlottesville going to put the ball in the air for the first time and over the head. Well, if he had 10 feet long arms, Bob, he could have come up with that catch just a little bit too strong for him.
Yeah, well, not only that, if he did manage to get his hands on it, he would have had to slide on his face for about 5 after that.
So that falls incomplete. That was the first pass we've seen tonight.
Yeah, and especially that length.
Yep. 5:04 to go, first half action. Yellow Jackets have been in control of this first half. Only giving up 6 points thus far. Probable passing down again here. 4th down. And they're going for it. And that's going to be a run. Foley has the first down and more. Breaks away. And finally pulled down from behind. It might be a face mask penalty tacked on to that. That was a 4th down and 11. They went for it, and Foley picked up the first down.
And it was the simplest of plays. It really was.
Oh, I love the word. Bob, you're going to have to go back talking plain to me because...
I'm married to an English teacher / counselor.
Smart guy.
She teaches me well.
A smart wife. I know Laura, too.
Yeah.
So, penalty tacked on to that fine, outstanding run by Foley. And the Yellow Jackets digging a hole here. It's going to be 1st and goal for Charlottesville in the red zone, trailing 28-6. Black Knights at the line of scrimmage. Quarterback
at the 7-yard line.
Doing an audible there now, Bob.
Yeah, he's under center.
Now he's under center, man in motion. Hands it off to the big guy, and he pretty much literally walks into the end zone.
Oh, now we get a penalty for that.
He was right at the goal line, and he kind of pulled up, Bob.
Yeah.
And that defensive back, I think it should be a legal hit.
He might have gotten up under his face, man.
Then again, I've agreed with hits that were 10 yards out of bounds.
Yeah, a good hit is a good hit, no matter where it takes place, unless it's against us. And,
boys and girls, that was a joke.
Yep.
So the penalty coming out, unsportsmanlike conduct call against the Yellow Jackets.
Was that Foley on about a 6-yarder?
Yep.
6-yard.
Personal foul against the defense. Touchdown for the Black Knights.
Black Knights on the board again, 12 points. So they will assess the penalty on the kickoff. So they should be kicking from their 35-yard line. They got to get this extra point in here, too.
Yeah, and that...
might go for 2, Bob. Think they will.
Yeah, that would probably be smart.
So Charlottesville set for the 2-point conversion attempt here. Last time they had that extra point blocked Got one receiver split to the far side of the field. Let's see if Foley will get the ball. And they give it off to Foley, and he's right around that goal line. They signal a 2-point conversion attempt by Foley is good.
Wow, that was a struggle. He went behind that big lineman, and wow.
And just brute strength, Bob. This guy is a load out there.
Yeah, he is, and
he just muscled his way right into that end zone. So Charlottesville come up with the 2-point conversion attempt. 14 points down in this football game with 4:35 to go in this first half. We'll be back after this. Back here at Maury Stadium. 4:35 to go. So you were saying, Bob, that the Yellow Jackets should get one more here before.
You know, if they're going to turn this thing into a road race, okay, we'll take a road race.
I said at 35. I meant a 15-yard penalty would be at the JM 45.
My goodness. Well, you know, they would be smart to just kind of pooch it still, because they'll get a chance to get an onside.
Here's your kick. It's going to be sailing out of the end zone. And the Yellow Jacket will have it 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
I don't understand that idea at all. You know, who could kick it out of the end zone from there?
But it also guarantees no run back.
That's true, and with when you're playing JM, that's probably a plus.
So the Yellow Jackets have 4:35 to go here in this first half, and they're looking at more points, Bob.
Yeah, with Davis in there and the receivers he has, anything could happen right here in the 4 minutes.
1st and 10 for the Yellow Jacket, Zach Davis, quarterback. And, boy, that hole was open and closed up quickly.
Yeah.
And that's number 25 on the carry for the Yellow Jackets. Deontay Curry. Curry certainly does have breakaway speed. If this guy can get one of those, hit a crease in there, Bob, he's gone.
Yeah, I always like to see that in a back, you know, just make a couple moves and then outrun the whole crew.
I remember a guy some years ago, I remember 2 guys here in James Monroe. Eric Bates was one.
Yep.
And Terrell Parker was the other.
Yeah, give him a little room, and you will pay. Yeah, that's right.
You say Katie bar the door.
Katie. Don't know where Katie's been lately.
Ain't been around. Zach's looking. Throws a pad. Has a man out there. And he slips away 45-50 into Charlottesville territory and pulled down from behind. Wow, what a reception. Boy, he looked like Charlie Taylor on that play.
He did.
You got the kids to know who Charlie Taylor was?
Yeah, that's right. I forgot that. We got to update it a little bit.
That's right.
I was going to say Larry Brown. No, not that. Let's keep going.
Paul Warfield. Boy, that's taking us back.
It is. The next thing you know, you gotta go Brown on us.
Great reception, and we'll keep it right here, partner. Yellow Jackets taking a timeout. Big play, great arm by Zach. And not only did the receiver come up with a nice reception, Bob, but look at the run after the catch.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
Yeah, to me, the difference in the game, the reason the Jackets are up by 2 scores is the passing game.
Yes.
And Charlottesville can't match JM's passing game so far.
Guys seem to run great routes. And you have to credit the coaching staff by James Monroe. You've got some real good coaches down there. Of course, head coach, what can we say about Coach Serby and what he's done?
Yeah, he has changed and innovated and done all sorts of things to keep a leader. And now what has happened is the other schools have kind of copied that and caught up with it.
I understand we are on channel 83 on Cox Cable. We want to welcome all of you along. First and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. Zach missed the handoff. Now he's going to run it, spin inside, and Zach's a strong kid too, Bob.
Yeah, if you're 6'6", there's only I was going to say only so much room. No, his head's going to be sticking out no matter what.
3:16 and counting here in this third quarter, first half rather. Don't want to advance things to the third quarter.
Not quite yet. We got
charge that to my head.
No, we got just enough time to score again, and then do an onside kick and do it again.
Second, I love it. Second down and 4 yards to go. Pass pattern across the middle with the reception. Boy, these receivers catch anything. That's Brandon Woolridge with a crossing pattern, and a flag came out. I think that defender got there early, Bob.
Let's hope that's what it is, because that'll put down right around the inside the 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the officials are discussing the flag. No indication. It's going to be interference call against Charlottesville.
Penalty decline. Oh, what?
Let's see what the referee is talking with the captain out there. That's Zach. Guess he's explaining his options. I thought it would be automatic. I thought the reception would be good, and you tack on a penalty.
Right, and to me, what's the option? I don't know what the option is. Okay, so he walks 4 yards. I don't get that.
Or was that 5 yards?
Oh, you're right. It probably
might have been
five.
a 5 yard
okay,
penalty.
5 yard penalty.
All right, so they move the chains on the far side. First down for the Yellow Jackets at the Charlottesville 17-yard line. Two receivers split to the near and far side of the field, man in motion, and they fumble the football, and fortuitous bounce, and I think Charlottesville might have gotten it. Yes.
That's a shame, because it was an option play, and Zach didn't get out of the blocks.
That's what you call that jet sweep, and it went south for the Yellow Jackets. Unable to control the football, thus giving the ball. There's something about that sweep that has caused problems for both teams tonight.
Yeah, it's
might be hands are slippery.
It's very possible, but if the defensive line surge can push somebody into the backfield, that'll screw up a play quicker than anything. And I think that's what Charlottesville got, was a good charge there.
Yeah. 2:26 to go, first half. Charlottesville with a first down, 10 yards to go at their 32-yard line. And they keep it on the ground. Kind of backed his way upfield and picked up yards on that running play.
Yeah, they're going to, I think
it's really hard seeing the numbers, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. The orange on white is just not very good to pick up.
So, second down and 5 yards to go for Charlottesville. And that guy, again, Foley, slipping tacklers. Hard to bring this kid down.
He's amazing.
Huge run of about 19 yards into jam territory, down to the 43-yard line.
It's clear to see that in the second half, what they got to do is contain Foley.
Yeah.
Get him in the backfield before he gets rolling. He's strong.
So 1st and 10 for Charlottesville at the James Monroe 44, and the quarterback fakes the handoff to Foley, keeps it around the right side, picks up a couple of yards. Minute 34, Charlottesville taking a timeout. And we'll talk about, they had a couple of Thursday night games, Bob. 2 games, 2 postponements, King George and Brook Point. Tied at 3:15 seconds left in the first quarter. Potomac at Stafford. Did we have a storm last night?
Yeah, they had a storm, and Stafford had scored first in that game, and then Potomac had come back and scored, a couple touchdowns.
Yeah.
And I think it was 14-7 Potomac.
Check this out. Washington and Lee thumped Matthews 72-6. That was the final.
Ouch.
Yeah, that hurts.
Washington and Lee.
Medic.
Yeah, that's right. Medic, please.
So back to live action here. Charlottesville taking a timeout. 1 minute, 34 seconds remaining in this first half. Charlottesville want more points. They trail by 14, 28-14. Second and 5 yards to go from the JM 40. And they give it off to Foley. Foley is gang tackled inside. Picked up 2 yards. Going to be third and about 3 yards to go for Charlottesville. Clock continues to run, 1:20 counting down. They don't look like they're in a hurry here, Bob.
No, and the clock's just running. I don't know why.
And it looks like they've got a pretty decent field goal kicker. Third down, 2 yards to go. Pitch, run, right side, turns it upfield. Has the first down. Down to about the 29-yard line. 57 seconds to go.
Yeah, he must have gotten out of bounds because they stopped the clock, and of course it's first down anyway. He's going to move the chains.
So the Yellow Jackets, Charlottesville taking another timeout. I think they've only got one left. I just heard the PA announcer say it's the final timeout. 57 seconds remaining. Bob, we're back here next Friday night. Can you believe that'll be the third game?
Third game, and Mountain View. Wow, they shut us out last year, and
yeah.
I just love to see the Jackets, do a little something and kind of fake them out a little bit, whatever. Like, oh, okay, we're just happy to be on the field with you. Oops, we're leading.
Other games being played tonight: Orange hosting Culpeper, John Marshall at Petersburg, Fauquier at Brentsville, Spotsylvania at Fluvanna, Cortland at Liberty tonight. Along with this game here at Maury Stadium, Charlottesville and James Monroe. Yellow Jackets up by 14, 28-14. 1st and 10 for Seaville. Fumble the football, the quarterback gets it back.
Yeah, that's going to hurt because the clock is running.
Never made the handoff. He missed the handoff. And alertly falling on the football to preserve it for Charlottesville. 2nd and 11 yards to go. Quarterback keeps the football again. And I don't know the play calling here. Not one pass.
Yeah, it's strange. I think maybe he just audibled himself because of the busted play.
And if the PA announcer is correct, they have no timeouts. 18 seconds to go in this first half. 3rd and 3. Quarterback looking to throw the ball. Rifles a pass, almost intercepted by James Monroe. Back there defending on the play was Deshaun Smith.
Okay, they going to go for it on 4th down, or
yeah. Got to throw the ball.
Yeah, you do, but at the same time, James Monroe can grab a an INT, and they better be careful.
Pick 6 time by the Yellow Jackets because they will be throwing here on 4th down.
Yep.
10 seconds remaining.
Big play here for the defense.
Receiver split to the near and far. Flag comes out. Might be a delay of game.
Prior to the snap,
Yep.
delay of game on the offense.
You got it.
11-yard penalty. 4th down and 11 yards to go.
I would, well, you got to throw the ball. I wouldn't punt it. I'd throw it. Hopefully, you know, on a defensive interference call, the halftime doesn't end.
Well, I'd circle Foley out of that backfield. If you can get the ball in his hands, he is so dangerous.
Receivers 2 to the far side. Quarterback under center. Gets a snap. 5-step drop. Plants, fires a pass down near the end zone. And it's over the head of everybody.
Yep.
And the Yellow Jackets have 4.9 seconds to go.
Hey, that's time for 2 scores.
Hey, we scored twice.
5 seconds to go in the first half.
we're terrible.
We
Okay.
are.
We're terrible.
4 seconds left. We could at least score 2 times.
That's right. All you need is 2 seconds, you know.
What'd you say, Jim? Oh.
Yeah. Heat exhaustion has claimed the
Must be claim the announcers tonight.
right.
We are suffering from heat stroke. So the Yellow Jacket with 4 seconds to go.
They're just gonna bury the ball.
I don't think so, Bob.
Okay.
Let's go for the ball. Well, they take a knee. They know better than what we know. So the Yellow Jackets take a knee. What do you think there, Bob? First half?
I like the JM spunk, because this is a good Charlottesville team, and you just have to let them know that they can come to Martin Stadium and don't expect to win.
Yellow Jackets impressive in the first half of tonight's football game. Gave up some yardage in between the 30s, but they came away with some key breaks tonight too, with Charlottesville fumbling the football 3 times, and the Yellow Jackets coming up with 3 recoveries. Halftime here at Maury Stadium, season home opener. Our score is JM 28, Charlottesville 14. Bob and I will be back after this timeout. Welcome back to Maury Stadium. It's halftime. James Monroe High School Marching Band set to perform here at the half. 28-14 our score. And here's my good friend Bob Blackburn with the highlights of the first half.
Well, JM got off to a good start with two touchdowns in the first quarter. They scored first at 8:34 with a 19-yard TD pass from Davis to Struthers. Point after was good. It was 7-0. JM was back knocking on the door at 3:52 and got a 30-yard TD pass from Davis. And point after was good once again, made it 14-0 JM after the first quarter. JM came back again at 11-10 with a 45-yard TD pass to Aiden Ryan from Zach Davis, and the point after was good, making it James Monroe 21-0. Just before they thought that they were going to blow them out, Charlottesville rolls back in at 8:16 with a 27-yard run by Tamarius Washington. Point after was no good there, made it 21-6. James Monroe. James Monroe came back and scored on a long one, as we say. 74-yard TD run by Deontay Curry. The point after was good. That made it 28-6, James Monroe. But Charlottesville came rolling back at 4:35 on a 6-yard TD run by Foley. And the point after there for the 2-point attempt was good, making the halftime score James Monroe 28 and Charlottesville 14.
Thank you, Bob, for that update of what happened in the first half of tonight's ball game. I think they are acknowledging the field hockey state championship team from last year.
Oh, wow. That's their first ever. They have been in the finals forever and ever.
They have been the bridesmaid for so many years, and finally the bride. So we congratulate the field hockey team for capturing that state championship last year.
Yeah, they if they put the state championships out on the board, it's going to be a big board.
Yes. Congratulations to those young ladies and the coaches. Fauquier at Brentsville, Spotsylvania at Fluvanna, Liberty at Cortland at Liberty, Chancellor at Louisa. Just got the word that they've spotted lightning in the area. So we don't know how that will affect us, but the Virginia High School League is very strict on that.
They really are. What is it, a 15 or 20-minute delay, and then you can't see any lightning in between that time. So
yeah, that's right. You have to, if it's spotted, you have to, like you said, Bob, wait 20 minutes. And it has to be no lightning during that period of time. If so, I think it moves it back another 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's it could be a late night, or it could be an early night, and we're out of here with a return tomorrow night.
That's right. So to play the second half of this football game. So we're at the halftime here at Maury Stadium. Field looks in great shape. James Monroe High School marching band looks great out there on the field. And so festivities are getting ready to start here at halftime. Looking at the crowd, Bob, you see people kind of milling around, moving around a little bit. I don't see any rain, and I have not seen lightning, but it will certainly determine whether we get this second half of football played. 28-14, our halftime score here at Maury Stadium. We'll be back to talk more about some stuff coming up after this.
Okay, stuff's good.
Welcome back to Morris Stadium. And still having a lot of people heading for the exits, aren't they? So we are under a lightning stoppage, aren't we?
That would have to be. I don't think people walk across that field and toward the exit.
No, people are going to their cars, so mass exodus of people leaving the stadium.
It must be raining. I can't see it, but it must be.
Must be lightning in the area. Because otherwise, rain, some of these diehard Jam fans would hang in there. But evidently, they've gotten the word that there is lightning somewhere in the area. So 28-14, and Bob, you've got more information from our good friend Steve Franzello.
Yeah, our thanks to Steve and the Freelance Star for these stats, and some of them are hard to believe. Anyway, Charlottesville leads James Monroe in first downs by 14-10, and in the rushing department, Tamarius Washington, the quarterback for Charlottesville, has 15 attempts, 123 yards. And then Mr. Foley has 12 attempts for 117 yards. And their total rushing tonight, 312 yards and a half. Anyway, JM, who is leading by 2 touchdowns, has, like I said, 10 first downs. Their leading rusher for James Monroe tonight is Curry. He has 7 tries for 93 yards and a touchdown. And passing for Davis, he has been excellent tonight. He's 8 for 12 for 181 yards and 3 touchdowns. So Davis is, Zach is on the money tonight, but it looks like to me, I can smell the rain now, and it looks like to me we're probably going home in a little bit.
In a delay here at Morris Stadium, I would guess the official, Bob, would make that call, and certainly not raining, but the fans are on their way out of the stadium going to their cars, so I guess we're safe here with these wires wrapped around us.
Yeah, and so you said it'd have to be 20 minutes without another lightning strike, and so I guess we better hang on until we know something, and that doesn't look good when the fans leave, though.
All right, here's the official word from Shelton Johnson, meteorologist and scorekeeper.
I love it.
We understand there were some lightning strikes off a distance. So the Virginia High School League, to protect the players and the fans, have decided to shut it down for half an hour. So we will probably resume play at 9 o'clock. Shelton, you're on the ball. We need a man like Shelton to keep us straight all the time.
Yeah, right. So it's like going to Jim Cantor, whatever his name is, with the Weather Channel, you know.
Well, I thought you were going to say therapy. We kind of need that at times. So, well, not you.
Hey, listen,
I'm the veteran.
I'll take whatever they got. Let's see, memory loss. Getting along with the dog, you know.
How about this one? How many fingers am I holding up? 12.
12. Okay, yeah, right. That's what you need for a first down, right?
That's right.
Okay.
Huh? Scratch your back. I'm on the air. So 28. I'm scratching Bob's back.
Oh, you're so lucky to have your lovely bride here.
28-14. Our score. We're in a weather delay here at Morris Stadium. There have been reports of lightning in the area. Thus, they hope to resume play without any further lightning at 9 o'clock. So we got about a 17-minute wait here before we resume play here at Morris Stadium. So we're going to send it back to our studios in New York.
Or how about a whole bunch of commercials?
That's right. Okay. We're going to run some commercials at you, and we'll be back in about 15 minutes. 28-14. Weather delay here at Maury Stadium. JM up by 14. We'll be back in a little bit.